Welcome back to another episode of Stoppage Time TV. What's good, lads? Everyone all right?
All gravy, saying.
Good week.
All here, man. All here, man. Big week coming up, as we can see by the attire that's been chosen to wear in the room today.
Of course.
I don't even have any
big
words
week
for you.
for us.
I'll be honest, I don't have any words.
It's true. It's a big week for us. So
For us.
How has this happened?
For us.
Spurs v Liverpool. Well, that's self-explanatory, really. So I'm an honorary Spurs fan. Have you taken me in? You welcome me. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Wow. There we go. So
Listen, the doors are open for everyone. The doors are open for everyone. It's never too late, boys.
No, I'm good still.
I've been accepted.
You got Europa
I've been
League
accepted.
No, that's
You got
it.
Europa
I've
final.
got more problems to work out. Speaking of Europa League final, do you want to know what's been going on in the streets?
Tell us.
We've had some backlash actually.
Section's been crazy.
So certain men are not happy with your analysis on Aubameyang.
Facts only, man.
Tell him, please. Tell him because
So what's been said? What have people been saying?
One guy said, "Why are you man not comparing any of your strikers?"
Yeah, I mean, obviously, but we're not going to compare.
Well, we were talking
We're
about
not
the
gonna compare.
the striker of the season.
Yeah, we're talking about the top strikers of the season. So if they watched the full episode, they would have seen that we're talking about the top strikers of the season. But
Man, then click the link, watch the full episode, not just the Instagram. Yeah,
Nah.
cool. But we spoke about Arsenal anyway. Arsenal Chelsea midweek, big game. Cough, cough. No. What are we thinking? What are we saying? For me, anyway, I feel this final symbolizes this rivalry. Like Arsenal Chelsea used to be lit. I'm not even wearing a Chelsea shirt. Well, I shouldn't wear a Chelsea shirt for a Europa League final anyway, but this final is just a bit underwhelming. I don't know whether it's because it's in Baku. I don't know whether it's because both teams are rubbish. It just feels just like meh.
it's a Europa League game. It's the Europa League game. That's why.
No,
it's
but
not the top level.
No, but I think in general that the Arsenal Chelsea game. So the ones I remember back there, I remember Henry tormenting Chelsea. I was like, right, I hate this guy, brother. He was skinny, fast guy, just nipping.
Yeah.
Then I remember Drogba doing dirt. And then now, I can't even tell you what I remember. Like, I remember Hazard here and there and whatnot, but there's nothing.
But I think that it's just a reflection of both teams.
That's
if
what
you
I'm
look at it.
saying.
I think they've both just kind of fallen off over the last year or two or whatever. And now the fact that they're both in the Europa League final when they're
tells you everything
actually
you need to know.
Champions League regulars. Let's remember Arsenal every year used to boast about 18 years in a row qualified for
Qualifying.
and now it's
Participation
3
of-
years in a
top
row.
four, yeah.
Why don't Arsenal fans talk about that actually?
Well, the 3 years.
The thing is, until you mentioned it, it's something
crazy.
that would have escaped my mind.
Yeah.
Arsenal fans used that was like
Their pride and
'cause
joy.
it was top four.
Yeah.
Top four, yeah.
But then, and that's what it comes to now. But I think it's going to be an interesting match either way because you've got Chelsea who are tournament top goal scorers and favourites been all season. But then I think Arsenal have
Injuries.
kind of had a harder route in the sense of Valencia and Napoli. And I think that let them puff up their chest a little bit because now they think that they're serious contenders.
Let's put it this way:
to win it.
Chelsea's
Arsenal,
missing some key men as well.
yeah, but Arsenal have, in order to win a football match, you need to score goals.
Mm-hmm.
Arsenal have 2 strikers.
Yeah.
Chelsea have 0.
And I mean, Giroud's top goal scorer though in the Europa League.
True,
So you
but
can say
Giroud-
Chelsea are the
Giroud-
highest
top goal
scorers.
scorer. He's still
Giroud's
a
top
good
goal
scorer.
scorer with I think 10 or 12.
10 or 11, something
Yeah,
like that.
something
And
like that.
Hudson-Odoi
And
had a
Aubameyang's
couple,
only
but
2
he didn't.
behind as well. So Aubameyang
Yeah,
could have
So
said
a competition.
After the hat-trick. a
A competition, yeah. A competition that Giroud is top goal scoring.
yes.
Is the competition that people were telling me that I should rate Aubameyang off. Giroud is the
This
top
is
goal
what I'm
scorer.
saying. This is
Has
what I'm
Giroud
saying.
ever been top goal scorer of the Premier
Nothing.
League? Has he ever been top goal scorer of the Champions League? Anything like that?
Do you remember his
No.
drought at the World Cup?
He didn't even score in the World
No,
Cup.
but he was.
But he's looking
Aye,
like
aye,
what?
aye.
He's looking like Henry in
link up,
the.
man.
You see it, link up, man. That's what they said.
Link up, man. That's what
So,
I said,
yeah,
man.
that's-
Aubameyang's only 2 goals behind anyway, so I think for him it will be a vengeance thing to keep Cam quiet and try and be top
What,
goal
get
scorer.
two
of-
golden
We'll
boots?
get a hat-trick.
Two golden boots in
I
one
think
season.
that's-
One
that's-
accolade, man.
That's what he should try
What was
and
the
go
last
for.
striker that did that?
Boy, who knows? Probably Cristiano, man. Actually, Messi,
Probably.
Cristiano.
Probably, yeah.
I don't know.
Probably or
Yeah.
Messi, yeah. But Europa League, not Champions League top goal scorer, yeah. There's a difference.
There's the levels.
The thing is that
When
the
you're playing
Europa League
Karabag
game,
and
if we're
Astana.
being honest, the Europa League game, like, yes, it's very underwhelming. I think the reason why anyone would actually talk about it is because of the agendas behind it. So if Arsenal win Champions League qualification, if Arsenal lose and Piatek starts, everyone's gonna say, "Oh,
He's leaving.
That's
but
mad.
he was
He's
going
leaving
to Chelsea, so
Yeah,
why is he
yeah.
starting?" That's the only reason why this final's actually interested. Like,
There's these weird sort of
Agenda.
mini things
and,
within
and
it.
we know that Tyson Brown is gonna put out a little piece as well. Something
You know what I
so you know them ones.
He's got it written out already.
What he's written.
Yeah, got it in the drafts.
But so, let's predictions. What are we thinking for this one?
I think Chelsea. I don't even know. You know,
I'm going
It's
Chelsea.
the injury that Chelsea got.
I think,
kind of
yeah.
off-putting as well.
it might be
Loftus Cheek and Kante having last couple of days. Sort of
Drinkwater
dropped
come
out.
in.
That
Loftus-Cheek
midfield
is
is
done
looking
for
a
a
little
year.
bit.
Sarri and Hazard's might
That's
be
the
Sarri's last
thing
game.
for me.
It's definitely going to be
It's-
Hazard's last game, so maybe they might want
I
to
genuinely
turn
leave
up
on
on
a high.
and
innit?
it's
But
good. It's good you mention it because we talk about it. Sarri hasn't won a trophy before.
Yeah.
and Emery's won this 3 times as
Emery wins this
In a row, I think it was all.
Yeah,
Yeah,
him and
yeah.
Seville were that was
He's a special.
their route to Champions League. They just thought, yeah, you know what? Look, listen, top 4, none of that, but let's win.
Nah,
this
they
one.
tried to get the top 4, but
Yeah,
Couple-
certain Arsenal
couple
fans
big
say,
goals.
yeah,
Emery's
Ju-
actually
just to
been in
enjoy-
this situation before
He
with,
knows
with
how to
Sevilla,
handle it.
how to sort of compete for top 4 and then come out Europa League winners.
Yeah.
So if there is an advantage Arsenal have, it is
It
that.
is that.
It's
But I
experience
And the
think-
two
that he brings
strikers.
in, yeah.
But I think with Hazard, it potentially being his last game,
He might-
and
he might-
Sarri,
he
I
might
think he
show
knows.
something.
With fresh trim and
Juve
that.
are linked with him now all of a sudden. So if he knows he's got something nice, he wants to sign out on a high. I
He's
think
gotta
this is
win
the
something.
perfect way to
Perfect
do it.
100%.
Even for Chelsea, they have like 3 trophies in a row, like you mentioned earlier.
Yeah, I mean,
You
but
know what I mean?
this is why for me it's just
One for the
it's
cabin.
annoying because I can't come here next week if we win and go, yeah, guys, we've won 3 trophies, yeah. Like, but you won Europa, you won FA Cup, and you won the Prem before that. It's like there's nothing.
It's
no
kind of
spark.
There's no spark to it.
Yeah.
Like, don't get me wrong. Like, it's good. We're winning stuff. That's what football's about. Because if you man lose, then it's like,
Yeah.
okay, I'm the only person here. That's one set. But at the
Yeah.
end of the day, it doesn't mean anything at the moment. I want
Yeah.
more.
you guys have
Nah,
already got top 4 though, so this game is not really anything. This
That's
game
my
is
worry.
really
If this
about
game is
pride.
anti-
It's
That's my
about-
worry.
It's just about
I don't even
pride,
think
innit?
it's about pride. Like, there's
You
Chelsea
never,
fan-
but you never want to. No
You-
Chelsea
yeah.
fan. No one's
You
gonna
gotta
want to
remember-
lose to their
No,
rivals.
but
you get
that's
me?
what I was going to say because you got to remember
no.
it's when Spurs are trying to win the title a couple of years ago.
Yeah, we ended it.
Chelsea
Yeah.
took so much joy in ending
Yeah.
their run, and I think they could take the same joy.
You know me. I
What,
hate
was it-
Spurs.
Yeah.
I hate
No,
Spurs.
I feel like Chelsea. No, I feel like Chelsea and Arsenal hate us more than they hate.
Yeah.
Anyone else?
I like the new us. I like this new us,
They hate
bro.
us, they hate us. I feel Chelsea and Arsenal fans hate us more than they hate each other. So that's why I don't
You
think
mean
that
United?
rivalry.
He means
That is
United.
true.
Do you know what I'm
That is
trying to
true.
say?
They
That
do.
rivalry is not. too
This
bad.
is it. But
not that big.
you know my hate for Spurs, and even this, I'm struggling. Like this, I'm struggling to get excited for it.
Yeah.
And Baku as well.
That's the thing for me. Like that's in Asia. We're having a European final in
Technically, yeah.
Asia.
Even the
it
ticket
makes no
allocation, like
sense.
6,000 each, and I don't think they'll afford that either.
can't
That's
even-
crazy
you
as
can't
well,
even-
yeah. And apparently there've been tickets given back. You know that.
Yeah.
Right.
Like Arsenal and Chelsea fans have both given back tickets, and
look
even
what's happening-
sponsors
look
have
what's
given
happening
back.
to like Mkhitaryan and stuff.
Yeah,
like,
yeah, man.
that all,
Fam,
it's,
there's
it's
so
just
many,
a bit of
like-
a mess. It's all just all a bit of
So,
a
yeah,
mess. You know what I'm trying to
literally,
say?
like the country.
They're treating it like
they're
they're
actually
second tier,
having
you
it.
know what I mean?
They
But I
all
mean,
second tier.
I guess you.
The anthem's like 10 seconds long as well, bro. The first time they're gonna have listen, yeah. Whoever, I don't even care what you're always saying. What Arsenal?
Nah, I
Arsenal?
think Chelsea.
No,
will win.
no.
Yeah,
I,
Chelsea
think, I
should win
hope
it,
I hope Chelsea win, but it's bigger. It's a bigger game for Arsenal than it is for Chelsea. So,
Alright,
I
cool.
think-
so that's what I
yeah.
think.
And what happens if Arsenal don't get Champions League? Let's address it. If
Then, boy.
Aubameyang does not fire them to Champions League glory, what happens?
And then it's just everything that I've
Jokes
said.
will fly. I'll tell you that.
Just everything I said. I'll be very surprised if Aubameyang scores in this final, but if he does, fair play to him. But it's not really.
Yeah,
Mm.
yeah. No, I agree.
You know what I'm trying to say?
I'd put Chelsea 2-1. I'd pick Chelsea 2-1.
Chelsea-
But if
Chelsea will win
Arsenal
as well.
don't win, I think there's more pressure on them next season. I think this year they'll be given a leeway of it's Emery's first year, but a lot of them players will have questions put over them. The
Well,
back four,
It's
the
good.
midfield. I think Lacazette, Aubameyang, Ramsey will probably be the only
Nah,
ones
Ramsey's
to escape
not playing.
scot-free.
Ramsey's
Oh, Ramsey's not even
Ramsey's
playing.
playing.
Oh, he's still injured, isn't he?
Ramsey's
Yeah.
yeah.
working in Turin.
That was his.
Oh,
last
yeah, in the
game.
last game.
Ramsey's
Yeah.
doing
Yeah.
stadium tours.
That was his last game.
Yeah.
Yeah, how
I
nasty
heard
it is.
Welbs might be
Imagine
back.
doing stadium tours, yeah, and you're still contracted to.
That's mad.
I mean, but he's done. He gave his goodbye.
yeah,
He's
man.
done
Yeah,
his.
yeah.
He said his goodbye to
But
Emirates and stuff.
Imagine
He's
doing
good, man.
stadium tours.
Yeah, but he's good.
Your son has Juventus kit already. Probably didn't have the Arsenal kit of this season.
It's Jan.
Club legends, club legends are doing this.
Nah, they don't want to call him a legend, so that's
Seriously?
their business.
Yeah.
They don't
Is that what the
respect him.
streets are
Debate
saying?
between Arsenal fans. Anyway, my Arsenal friends were saying, some were saying he's a legend, some were saying he's not a legend. I'm like, he's in that. it's relative to the era. I
It's
think.
relative.
I
How
think
many
if you-
legends have they
if you
got
say-
that you can say in this era? Who's a
In this
legend?
era, yeah.
You ain't
In this
got no
era, he
Santi.
looks like a legend. But if they
Wilshere.
compare him to the Vieiras and the Henrys and the Bergkamps, no, he doesn't brush their shoes.
What,
Fuad, you
what do
mentioned-
you man think if Arsenal do win the Europa League? What do you man think for next season? Like, do you think next
They're
season?
drowning.
I think
They're not
we've
ready for the
spent-
Champions League.
Well, on
You
that
think they're
point,
gonna
it's
spend on that?
both
It's the big
teams.
fish.
We mentioned that it's a very underwhelming final. Both teams have to push on now. There's no excuses. Like
Yeah.
they have to push on. On the point you mentioned about if there would be pressure on Arsenal if they don't win this, it leads very well into the Champions League final because there's managers there where I don't think Emery can kind of excuse not winning Europa because this is your speciality.
Yeah.
You could have got us top 4. You let it go. We're in your realm now.
Yeah.
You haven't delivered. I think he's going to be under a lot of pressure. It's bad enough that they don't want to give him transfer fees.
Yeah.
He's going to be a lot of pressure. But forget that dead final. Whoever wins, whatever. Couldn't be bothered. Champions League.
Big boy.
Obviously, we've got the
That's
we've got the tire.
main-
Decorated
For it.
nicely.
Yeah.
the big one.
In
That's
fact,
the big
even
one.
That's a Champions League blue.
Yeah. We'll take it.
What are we saying?
That's
I
a
was going
massive
through
game.
the old fixtures of Spurs and Liverpool, and
Lost both this season. Yeah.
lost. No, I was even thinking more this season. I was thinking kind of like historically.
Klopp was-
They
Klopp
have
with
had your
Pochettino.
number, but there was that one incident where, due to a certain agent, you guys really worked them in.
I mean, does it really like former past games in a final?
Nothing's out the window, but
doesn't
you know when you
matter.
just look
You
back,
get
it's
me?
kind of I was trying to think to myself, is there like any grudge matches here? Is it? And I guess the only thing that really sticks
No.
out was that one big match where you guys really came to them. Like
What
you
match?
really went. There's been the love room where love room was moving just mad.
Oh, last season?
Yeah.
Or was it the
Oh,
year
wasn't that-
before?
Oh, the
Yeah,
4-1.
yeah,
The
yeah,
4-1.
yeah.
The 4-1.
4-1 where we hammered them. Yeah.
Oh,
That's-
But I would
See,
say
that-
that for me personally, that was probably maybe the only fixture in the last 3-4 years where we've actually taken the game to them and actually snatched their
And
souls.
that
But
is why I mention it because this is a final where I don't see it being a cagey affair. If we look at how the semi-finals have played out,
I think
it could be, but if you see the way the semi-finals have played out,
But that's because those are 2 legs. I think
and this is one you don't get a second chance.
that's why it'll be cagey. I think also with Liverpool, you take into account they've lost the Carabao Cup final, Europa League final, the Champions League final last year. This is, and now having lost the Premier League title this year on the last day or whatever, this is their make or break of their season. So for them, I don't think they're going to have the same gung-ho method that they've had.
Yeah, true.
They will know that Spurs are capable of scoring goals and coming back and have that character. I think they will take their time, and I don't know. I think Liverpool could be will definitely be more under pressure this final, but
Even Klopp as well. He's like this is for
His
sure.
final
for
record. His
sure.
final record is not
Final
great.
record is awful.
final in Europe, and like I think he lost all 3.
And I think we were
So-
saying like before, where if there's going to be pressure on them next season, I think this season has been the pressure season for Klopp. And if he now doesn't win this Champions League and it's back-to-back Champions League losses, I think people are going to firmly tag
Would
Liverpool
that be-
as
Yeah, that's
bottle
fact
jobs.
still.
I think
And
with
it's one of
Klopp,
those with
is it-
Spurs, it's more their first time here and they've shown character to get here. My thing with Spurs is they've had so much luck and sort of things go their way. Aguero missing a penalty in the first leg against City. The
That
VAR
English
incident.
luck, man.
The-
I was
the-
gonna
the
say
second half
That
Spurs'
English
run
luck.
reminds me very much so of England's World Cup run.
Yeah,
No,
it's
even
kind
though
of-
I'm saying just English teams in the Champions League.
Yeah.
When English teams win the Champions League,
There's
it's
an
always,
element
always
of
lucky.
clear cut.
It's
No, but
always
I
lucky.
would say that for every team that's won Champions, there's only been maybe 2, like one of
That
the
what?
Barcelona ones that there's not been an element of like.
Oh yeah, you
crazy
need
luck.
luck,
Where
but
you
I'm
just
talking about
know,
this
yeah,
is
yeah,
continuous
where
luck.
they're
You know?
a clear cut above the rest.
Yeah,
but
but-
with this one, it's 2 teams as well. I think who have
2
been
teams that have been very
building
lucky.
projects for a couple of years now, and they feel like it's coming to fruition.
Yeah.
And I think, if I'm honest, Liverpool are further ahead in their project, but having spent more.
Having
Obviously.
spent more.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I like.
Yeah.
Do you know why I like this? Because it's just right now you're representing what the Spurs change room must be like. Because there's been a loads of gusto, and it's because it's coming to crunch time now. So it's like, okay, let's tame it in. Let's bring this. Let's focus on the task at hand.
Yeah.
Because last week you had a lot of energy. Now
Listen, the energy's still here. The energy's still here.
Man's telling me
I'm
it's
still
gonna be a cage
confident
90
we'll-
minutes, but you know, if
Nah,
it's up to us.
I'm being true
No, I
though.
get
It's
you.
a final. It's a Champions League
Anything
final.
can
You
happen.
can't go in
Anything
there
can happen.
thinking AC Milan when they played Liverpool 10 years ago, whatever. Gattuso and them man were kissing the cup thinking, we got this.
Yeah.
What happened? 3-0 they went in halftime, got slapped.
We're saying what? Trippier's not allowed to touch the cup before he walks out.
I think it's with this Champions League final, as you said before, with the tactics. You never in Champions League finals, well, especially European finals, the game always slows down way more. It's not gonna. I don't think it's gonna be like people may expect. It's gonna be like a Premier League game, domestic game. It's not gonna be like that.
No, it'll be when I said
slower,
they'll go for it in the sense that I don't see, for instance, remember when Liverpool put their squad out and we saw Gomez playing right back.
Yeah, they won't take no risks like that.
I don't think stuff like that's gonna happen where it's kind of like, okay, well, we need to be safer here. I think they're gonna play.
Liverpool don't respect Spurs.
Of course there is, but
they're gonna play
Trent, especially, he's on silly form.
That's what I'm saying. Trent, they know that if they get Trent and Robertson crossing, anything can happen. You guys know that if you play your free-flowing football and manage to get through teams and actually be progressive, you can score goals as well. So both teams know that it's not about being pragmatic in this game. Like, you have to be smart, of course.
It's also how they set up as well, because even I think the game when I think Spurs lost 2-1 and they started with 3-5-2 at the back.
And
then when they changed to 4,
that was trying to be pragmatic. It's like you got to go for it.
And then Rose pushed up, and that pushed Trent Arnold.
It did. And
Harry Kane
he lost the game, but he won the second half.
I'm glad you mentioned that, so we need to touch on that as well. Harry Kane
looks like he's going to be fit.
This
He's running and training.
I think is going to be a big bonus for us.
I think he's going to start.
I don't think
personally, I don't think he should start. I think it's a injury.
But can you have Harry Kane who says I'm 100% fit? He has to start.
I'm not buying your I'm 100% fit.
You know how
he
is.
Is he match fit?
Now what's more dangerous though? Bringing him on in the 60th
and then he
minute,
gets injured.
Because if we're down, it's a good sub to bring on. If we're drawing and the game is tight, that's a good sub to bring on.
But what happens?
There's more, and Harry Kane, I trust him in big games. He's always turned up. I feel like if he comes on as a sub, it'll be more like a chip on his shoulder to say, you should have never left me on the bench. Go and get your goal. Whereas Mora, I'm like, you're kind of discrediting, because group stage when we were almost out, he got us through.
Him.
When we were almost out in the semi-final, he got that
him.
left foot hat trick to get us through. And I don't want to say, after all of that, you're still sitting on the bench.
Yeah,
I'd rather start Kane than. I don't think Kane's an athlete like that. So who
are you going to drop?
I don't think if Kane comes off the bench, I think it's going to take him long to get into
I'll
the
be
game
very honest though.
But I'd rather him start.
If you're saying that he's not an athlete, I wouldn't trust to start him.
No, but he's done this before, innit? Kane comes back from injury.
Yeah, but remember, Champions League,
did it mid-season.
Champions League final.
It's different.
It's different, man.
But
the thing is,
who would you drop?
It's been a long time. It's been a long time now.
But
it's been a long time since you qualified. Do you get where I'm coming from?
Yeah.
So I feel like if it was
almost a month.
if it was like a week later, and then Kane says I'm fit, and
I'll be
like, okay. But now it's kind of like, I think the form has kind of gone out the window. It's been a month now. Pick your best players.
I think
I'll
it's
be very
actually been a
honest,
bonus
man,
for us because we've been able to get back a lot of players.
Yeah,
but I still think it's a risk.
Like what you're saying, I genuinely think that is, again, it's a sub, because like it's the key thing. It's not about Harry Kane. This is about Spurs.
That's a big factor. You got arguably the best striker in the league.
He is the big dog. I get all of that, but there's a difference between being fit and being match fit.
Bro,
like, you can run in the gym,
100%.
Training ground.
What happens if?
But listen, when you have to bust that quick turn, if his ankle goes, and that's a sub you've lost.
And then you lot think that if he comes off the bench, he's gonna have to get straight up into the game.
I think if he comes off the bench,
once you start,
no centre back
into a game.
is going to think Harry Kane coming on the pitch, and it's going to be like, oh, you know, I can relax for the next phase.
No centre backs.
Van Dijk and all them.
Who would you start up front?
Who would I start? If I'm on a Son or Mora, one of them two.
What would you?
And I would kind of just have them kind of
you can't read into the future, but with Spurs, the team and personnel has changed a lot, especially in that centre mid position. Based on your knowledge of how the squad is right now, who would you have in that team? Obviously, you have your goalkeeper, your centre half. See you again.
He needs to
Vertonghen or Alderweireld.
Are they both fully fit?
Yeah.
Cool. Fullbacks,
Danny Rose, Trippier. Trippier is the one where I would want to play Aurier, but Aurier is a penalty risk as well.
Ever play.
And that's what I'm saying.
Trippier
is a defensive risk. Aurier is a penalty risk. So I'd take Trippier because he's actually got the delivery.
Where's the centre mid?
You need Lloris to have a good performance as well. Like
definitely. But I think this season he's had doubts early on. Champions League, he's kind of
actually come through. I'm not his
I know you're not his biggest fan,
but I have to give him credit. like there's been a few mistakes this season, but he has
In the World Cup
produced when he
final
has
as well.
produced. And listen, like if you've played a World Cup final,
But I think
Champions League final,
midfield is where the game we
The
could
centre
actually
mid.
win it, because I don't think Liverpool have a lot of creativity
That's but
coming
they
out
use
of
their
their
But they don't
midfield.
use the
width.
midfield.
But yeah,
Their width.
Yeah,
That's what
for
they use their
them,
width.
they're going to win the games on the wing. For us, I feel like it'll be in the middle of
Through
the
the middle,
midfield.
yeah, exactly.
I think
With
if
who
we
though?
have
100%.
Sissoko,
Yeah.
Dyer, and Ali.
Oh
playing-
no, Dyer
listen,
can't play, man.
No, Dyer, you have to have someone sitting.
play.
You
Dyer
need a
can't play.
balance. Who are you going to play?
Dyer can't
Wanyama.
play.
You're going to play
Dyer can't
Wanyama.
play. Dyer can't play.
Who's going to play?
Fam, I'd rather Wanyama than Dyer, bro. I'd rather
Wanyama walks like he's on stilts, bro.
Bro,
I'm
nah,
not having
nah,
this.
nah. No, but don't you guys? You can put. So where's Winks? He's not fit. Is he?
Winks ain't fit. I
you're
know
Spurs
what
fan,
you're
what's-
thinking.
what do you know
I
you're
know
doing?
what
What do
you're
you
doing.
do?
guys?
Honorary.
Why don't
Wait,
Oh,
honorary.
okay, so he's
Oh,
excused. You
learning,
learning.
I'm
Yeah,
learning.
He's learning.
So what about So why can't you trust Dele Alli in centre midfield then?
Yeah, but we
because
spoke
I
about
would
this.
So you
prefer
told,
him.
no, but he told
Oh
me
yeah,
that.
you said that Ali
but
can
you
play
know
centre mid.
He can, but
He
I
can,
would prefer
but-
him where he did well in the semi-final, right off the striker.
So in his- so in his
for
real
me,
role.
In his
if-
favourite
if-
position.
If Lucas Moura starts up front again and they have that same link up they had second leg, I want that. Repeat, copy
So
and
who
paste that.
played against Thingy? Who played
Ajax.
against? Did
Yeah, it
Dyer
was
play?
Moura up top. Dyer didn't play. Wanyama played,
Yeah, Wanyama should
and
play.
we
man.
looked
Wanyama
so
should play.
bad.
Eric
We
Dyer
looked
should
so-
not play. Eric Dyer, please.
Fair enough,
If-
fair enough. But I
listen,
think
if
Sissoko will
Eric
be the
Dyer starts, it's over.
Are you gonna
Listen, don't do this. What are you doing? No, the same.
If you need to
Same energy, big
box
man.
spot, cancelled. But everything's cancelled.
What, New
fam.
Hotspur
I'm
Stadium?
telling you, cancelled. If Eric Dyer starts,
Bro, no, we need a
Cam
balance.
taking the top off.
Listen, either way, I don't think Dyer's going to be the guy who the game falls on. I think Sissoko will play a big part. I think him getting involved in the attack.
So
from
Soko's had a
midfield-
few niggles as
He's had a few niggles, but he's come back fit, from what I've heard. Everyone's back fit.
You're hinting on a key point because you know I asked you about so you're hinting on a key point. Liverpool are gonna be on the flanks.
Yeah.
Obviously, Spurs are gonna try and win it through the middle. So wherever the possession lands, boy,
It's dangerous.
it's dangerous,
dangerous.
man.
And that's the thing.
It's dangerous. It's very dangerous.
Yeah, but
Like-
sorry, I lost my train of thought there. No, but I was just saying, Sissoko in midfield is where I feel we're gonna win. I think, and then on the wings we got what, Son, and then Eriksen. That's where probably our creativity is gonna come from. And then, like
Eriksen's
we
last
said
game.
earlier, the X factor I feel will be Harry Kane. I think not starting him is a boost for us. And Liverpool, for me, I don't think they will look forward to Harry Kane.
So how
coming
do you
off
guys
bench.
deal with Mane and Salah?
That's
gonna
I'll
be
put
real
Firmino
that's
as well
the
because
part,
Firmino
like,
he works. You know he
He's
works
not- he'll
hard.
do, but I think
Firmino,
yeah.
I'm not too worried about. It's the other two.
No, this is the
Robertson.
problem.
I
They
feel
come
like
as a-
because of what happened last season as well. Obviously they lost, and obviously Salah missed the game because of Ramos, whatever. I think they're gonna have fire in. I think they're gonna have fire in their belly, man. I think.
And the
I
Premier
think
League
they're gonna
upset
want
as well. I
the
think they're
Premier League
really
upset.
gonna want it.
It's gonna
Definitely.
be. It's gonna be tough. And
But as much as they want
need a
it,
trophy
they
as
know
well to
there's
back
that
up what they spent and
100%. But the
There's
thing
gonna
is,
be
there's
some-
with
because-
all of that, there's
Correct
the
me if I'm
pressure
wrong.
of
Obviously they lost last
having
year.
to win it.
The year before that was that the Seville year as well.
yeah,
Yeah. Well, Moreno had the
United
Moreno-
won it. United won the Europa League.
Oh, so it was the year before that
It
year.
was Klopp's first year when he came in mid-season.
Calm, because Moreno did anything that year.
He
Did anything.
Like the narratives that are running for this final is just so interesting because of obviously Klopp's narrative of, as you said, kicking bottlers, Poch as well. As I said last week, I think the expectation, regardless, once you get to finals, like
You have to win.
no, it's
It's
not
a
even
win.
that. Not even that. Even yourself as a fan and you naturally the next season
You wanna
you've
be even
tasted the
better.
CL
Yeah,
final.
Yeah.
When
You
you
wanna
go
be
to
there
the
again.
quarterfinals next
It
year and
ain't,
get
it
knocked
ain't it.
It's not
It's
enough.
not
it's
the same.
not,
It's
it's
not
not- your
enough.
your
Yeah.
whole
enough.
your whole
You're right.
mentality is gonna change. And as
It's
much
not
as
enough.
it's like, oh yeah, we haven't spent, or Liverpool, yeah, we've done this great project.
Yeah.
Once you've tasted it and you lose, the expectation's gonna rise.
It's
and
crazy, man.
Poch isn't gonna
Trust
get
as
this.
well.
Poch isn't gonna get the same ride next season,
Yeah.
and neither is Klopp.
This
If they
facts.
lose, so that's why I said that my managers that are under the most pressure is gonna be the one that loses this
This
final.
final,
'Cause now that's gonna
100%.
rise. The pressure's gonna rise
'Cause
a lot.
If you look at a context, remember when Leicester won the league? The next season, their fans were saying, "Yeah, we've got to win domestic cups." It's like you're Leicester, like just like
Can't
naturally
grateful.
when you taste something,
step.
you wanna, and that's why teams like United and Chelsea are in such a bad position because you've tasted something for so long. When it's taken away,
Yeah.
boy,
And don't forget, like once you've
and you've never had a Champions League heartbreak before.
yeah, and
No.
don't
Trust me, they hurt.
don't forget once
Listen,
you,
I've
Klopp
already
is more under
preempted
pressure
it, man.
than Poch though in this scenario though.
yeah, I
Yeah.
agree.
Do you know what I mean?
I agree.
Say that again, sorry.
Klopp is more under pressure than Poch.
Oh yeah. Liverpool are,
100%.
but that's because of the multiple finals they've been to.
And once you get to the thing is like Liverpool, they've got past Barcelona. That's Liverpool, to be honest, they've established themselves kind of as like they just need to win the Champions League and they're back. And
They're back.
big
Yeah.
dogs. But for Spurs, for example, since you've got through these teams, next season, as I said, say you play, I don't know, you draw Barcelona, let's say. You're actually gonna think you can beat them, and it's just naturally you're gonna think we can do this. And if you lose, you're gonna be mad disappointed. You're gonna, it just.
No, I mean, I think even over the last season or two, I think twice we've been in a group of death now, or as they say, we've played Madrid, Juve, we've swept Dortmund completely. So we've shown we can.
Say that.
Well,
to be
no,
fair,
you
we
did.
washed
You
them.
did.
We
You
washed
did.
Dortmund.
But
Plus your league,
what
your
you
league
said
form's
just
quite
then,
bad
That's
as
the
well.
thing.
on that
We've
point,
done
Yeah.
I think that kind of says where you guys are.
Yeah.
Just a quick anecdote. You literally dusted them off, finished them. They finished second in their league. They ran really close. They've now bought how many wingers to their attack because they're like, no, we
Three,
need to be
yeah.
better.
Yeah.
So if that's what you're doing to people and they're trying to do better, like imagine where
we
Spurs need to be
re-up
next
as well.
year.
Yeah.
It's crazy,
Yeah,
man.
the thing
it's
is,
back down
I
to the
think
window as well.
Yeah.
How are you going to spell here?
I think we've shown that we can hang with the big boys, and in all honesty,
Hanging's not enough, man.
no, that's true. Big
it's
time.
gotta
That's
be-
true, bruv. That's true.
you can't-
And the
you
thing
can't
is,
be like-
after this final, win or lose or whatever, we need to now show that this wasn't a fluke.
Yeah.
We need to re-up, and next season it's quarter-final,
To be honest,
semi-final.
if you win it, next
none
season
of that.
doesn't even matter. Honestly, if you win it, you guys are gonna
Listen,
kind of
I
ride
don't
off.
even want to think.
Yeah,
that
but
far
I'm,
ahead.
it's the
Like,
reality.
you bought
Like,
yourself
if you
some
lot
time.
win it,
Us,
you guys
remember,
can you guys can ride.
We-
Yeah,
we-
we
We
can
started to
ride
drop
off
it the
this.
last couple of minutes. I was like,
We can ride off this for the next couple years. Honestly,
Listen,
you know what I'm saying?
you man
If
might
we
have
win
to
that,
find me if we
but-
win this. I'm gonna get lost.
All right, so we've looked at both finals now. Just for context, if Spurs do manage to win the Champions League before Arsenal,
Arsenal are done.
It's done already.
Arsenal are done.
It's done already before the
Have
win.
you not seen Arsenal fans were saying they would rather lose the Europa League but Liverpool win
Yeah.
the Champions League? Like that's how bad it is for them.
It's
And
delusional.
I've got Arsenal fans who are saying
delusional.
like, bro, it is the worst thing for them when they.
It's the one competition that they have not won, that they've been so proud to be ahead of Spurs in,
do you
and then
understand
Spurs can go and
The
win
thing
it
is,
before them.
I want to
It's
break this down because there's something here.
Yeah.
If Spurs are to win a Champions League, to lift the Champions League before Arsenal,
Yeah.
think about it. Where Henry failed, where Aubameyang and them man failed,
Yeah.
Lucas
Right.
Moura and Son
And so
and Son
Picked it up.
and Eric Dyer.
You see it.
No,
You see it.
Wanyama and that.
I
Nah,
don't think
it's
you
the
understand it. It's gonna be
It's crazy.
it's gonna be. It's not gonna be nice. It's
It's
not.
humbling.
It's not.
It is.
It's humbling.
It should
Arsenal,
be. It
if
should
Arsenal
be.
win the Champions League, I don't care. I mean, if Spurs win the Champions League, I don't care how many Premier Leagues Arsenal have won.
I don't want to
North
talk to
London
Arsenal fans
is
anymore.
White. North London is white for us for the remaining
Foreseeable future.
What, for them- what, till the Tottenham come?
until they win the next until they win the Champions League, North London will remain white if Spurs win it. I don't care what no one
Because
says.
since that final, what's the closest they've come?
What, the final?
Yeah.
They got to
Arsenal.
semis. We
They
know-
went to
United
one
got
semi.
to
Yeah,
one
they
semi.
went to
So
one
that
semi.
was
I remember.
how many
yeah.
years ago?
2009.
That was a few years ago.
10 years ago.
2009.
Few. 10. That was a long time
years
ago,
The
ago.
bro.
final was against Madrid, wasn't it?
I was-
05,
And what? So nah, that,
06
who?
at Arsenal.
Yeah, they lost in
Is that the standard?
Wait, that's the standard.
Every
It's-
10
they-
years.
They fell under.
Every 10 years.
They fell under now,
Arsenal-
innit?
Yeah.
That's what
You
I'm
think of
trying
it,
to
they've
say.
qualified 3 years in a row for the Europa League now. For them to challenge for the Champions League like we are at the minute, I think it's going to be a long, long time. But
Well, that's the kind of appointment. they
Arsenal
made with Emery.
fans, I'm looking forward to it. Right?
Alright, cool. So we've looked at both finals.
Yeah.
As usual, as honed by our very own Cam, we need to look at the people that need to rise in these two legs. So
There's only one man that needs to rise. There's
both legs.
No.
both legs. Both legs.
No.
In the Europa League final, my attention's on Aubameyang, and the reason why my attention's on Aubameyang is because people obviously said, like, once I said what I said about Aubameyang, he doesn't score important goals. People said, "Oh, I don't know what I'm talking about. You don't know football." Boom, boom.
I swear,
So-
someone asked for your football.
Yeah.
CV.
Oh yeah. I
Someone
saw
asked
that.
if my football TV and that. So I was like, "What the hell?" Did
You
that
sent
mean?
him.
But so what I done is I'm gonna give you guys facts. Yeah. Cool. Facts.
That's what we like to hear.
I wrote down facts. everything I'm about
we're
to
here
say
for. You know
is
what I
not
mean?
opinion.
The
It's
truth
a
will
fact.
set you free.
Yeah?
The truth will set you
I think
free.
you should look at the camera and say it as well, man.
Let me get the facts out, yeah. So I feel like it's only fair to compare Aubameyang to who people say he's
His current.
up there with.
Yep,
yeah?
yep, yep.
Harry Kane and Aguero, right?
Okay.
That's what they're
Yeah,
saying.
that's
Yeah,
true.
that's what they're
That's
saying.
true.
That's what
Is
they're
that
saying.
what all people say?
That
Yeah.
is facts.
Yep,
That
yep,
is
yep,
facts.
yep.
Thank you. So what I'm gonna do? All right, I've broken down all of Aubameyang's goals this season. Yeah, Aubameyang scored 22 goals.
Top scorer. Top scorer.
Oh, Aubameyang scored 22 goals in the Premier League this season. Got the golden boot. Yeah,
Yeah.
fair enough.
Smashed
Give him a
it.
little-
Smashed it.
You can get a clap. Yeah,
Light one.
16 of those goals were against the bottom half teams. Yeah, 6 of them were against the top half. Obviously, that makes 22. 50%,
maths.
which is 11 of his goals, he scored against 15th to 20th. The teams that finished 15th to 20th, 11 of his goals were against them.
Cannon
Yeah.
fodder.
Wow.
So 5 of them being relegated teams.
Yeah.
Yeah. Cool. So 4 goals in 11 games against the top 6. That's including all competitions.
Okay.
2, when Arsenal finally got the initiative, yeah? Arsenal got the initiative and got into the top
Top
4.
4.
Aubameyang scored 2 goals in 5 games, yeah? As Arsenal
that
fell out of
period?
the top 4
That
and
period.
lost 3 of those games.
Am
yeah?
I right in saying that was when they played Spurs as well and he missed that penalty?
I'm gonna get to that. So so in those games, Arsenal lost 3. They played Everton, Watford, Palace, and Leicester. The goal that he scored against Watford, what can you guys remember it? Ben Foster booted the ball off his leg and it went in. That's one of the goals that they're gonna count. So when Arsenal really needed a player to rise and step up, Aubameyang wasn't there. Arsenal fell out of the top 4. Then he scored his little consolation goals against Brighton and Burnley in the last game of the season. No one cares about that. That's just a golden boot stat pad, as I said. You get me? Thank you. So listen. Let's go. Because what I do is I go to defining moments, yeah? Because you want to do defining moments. The defining moment of Arsenal season. How many points did Arsenal finish behind Spurs to get to top 4?
1.
1.
Yeah.
What
And he
game?
missed the pen against Spurs.
89th
Oh,
minute.
no way.
He missed the pen.
Aubameyang could have.
He missed the pen.
Arsenal would have got a top 4. In hindsight, Arsenal would have got top 4, right?
They wouldn't need to.
Aubameyang
And
Please.
this Europa League final wouldn't
So
matter.
what did he do? He bottled. Am I right or wrong? Did Aubameyang bottle? Yes or no?
Bro.
He bottled.
He bottled.
it.
And Arsenal fans were saying he bottled that one.
Exactly. And then to go even further back, Arsenal fans were saying to me, "Oh, but he just scored a Europa League hat trick. Is this not the same competition that Rashford won at 19? Is this not the same? Is this not the same competition? Is this not the same competition?
so well.
No, wait, hold on. Wait, is this not the
You
same
do so
competition
well.
that Harry Kane used as a stepping stone for his career?
Definitely.
Do you know how old Aubameyang is? He's 29.
30. Oh,
Aubameyang is 29. And this is what people want me to be hyped over.
What if certain Arsenal fans say, "Oh, he wins the Europa League for them"? What are you gonna say to them?
What's the Europa League? Rashford won that
He
at
got
19.
a top 4.
And then no, wait. I'm not even finished. So I thought, as I said, it's only fair. So if we're gonna do
Culture
dialogue,
comes.
no. As I said, it's only fair to do dialogue. So let's go against Aguero. Aguero, 11 goals against the top 6 this season in all competitions.
Okay.
Yeah. 8 of his goals were against the top half. 13 were against the bottom half. So it's a bit more of an even
Yeah,
spread.
yeah,
He
yeah.
scores
The
against
ratio
top,
a bit
He
balanced.
scores against the
Yeah.
bottom. What happened when City needed a saviour this season?
He stepped up. He
Who
rose.
stepped up?
Aguero.
Stepped up. Remember that Burnley game? Yeah, when the
scored,
title
yeah.
was going.
Yeah.
Who scored?
Aguero.
Aguero.
Kun.
What about when City went? What about when City went 1-0 down? Who scored?
Aguero.
They immediately. Did he not? So when
With
Arsenal, so when they needed a saviour,
Steps up in the big
when
moments.
Arsenal needed a saviour, where's the saviour? It's not there. And do you know what was so funny? I thought to myself, yeah, like
I thought to myself.
don't
ever think to yourself again.
No. Honestly.
Man said
Go
he was looking at
on.
No, honestly.
Wait,
I
man said he was
thought to
doing
myself,
research. He went,
look. High leverage moments, Aguero time. So I thought, do you know what? Yeah, it's not even fair to bring Harry Kane because Harry Kane missed so many games this season. Yeah, but I thought, okay, it doesn't matter.
Well, he's got good numbers, so it's
Harry
worth bringing
Kane,
up.
despite missing 10 league games and 18 in all competitions,
Go on.
Harry Kane scored more goals against the top 6 than Aubameyang did in all competitions. He scored more goals against the top half teams than Aubameyang did in all competitions. When people talk about the Champions League run, when Spurs needed a saviour, who turned up? Remember that PSV game?
Yeah.
Harry Kane late double to
2
keep
goals,
Spurs
yeah.
into in the Champions League run.
And
Do you remember?
Even when we came back off injury and we had that bad spell of form, he was still scoring.
Came back against Dortmund. Went against Dortmund. He came fresh off injury. They were 3-0. You guys were 3 up, but the game was tight.
It was.
Harry Kane put that to bed. So nobody talk to me about Aubameyang being a top striker anymore.
Revelations.
I'm so angry at them. Don't talk to me. Everything I just said to you is facts. Don't tell me it's not an opinion.
Are we
It's
going
a
to get
fact.
one of these segments every week now?
That's it. That's me.
Samurai
That's
Cam.
it. I feel if I can take this over, just drop the mic.
Try it.
Should we have one of these segments every week?
Everything is facts. Everything is facts. Everything is facts.
Cam is sweating, fam. Cam is sweating.
I love it, Cam.
Bring us some tissue.
I love this.
Hey, listen. Everything I said is facts. So anyone that says anything about what I said, it's facts. Deal with the facts. That's it.
Yo,
that's me.
Gems.
So back to the original question. Who needs to rise in the two finals?
Aubameyang,
cool.
big time. And
Anyone
I'm glad you
else?
gave that little break. I think for Chelsea,
That wasn't a
it
little
would be
breakdown. That
nice.
was a dissertation.
Beautiful.
You say
a beautiful breakdown
down.
because people were going crazy. in the
it
comments
goes
as well.
over heads.
People
Actually,
were going
to be honest,
crazy in the
yeah,
comments.
When myself and Tyson Brown made that team of the year, they got angry that I put Lacazette ahead of Aubameyang.
Well, and that's what I'm saying is
Look, obviously,
I'm not Tyson
good,
Brown, by
it's
the
good
way,
for a
but
player
it's
to
good.
score goals. It's good for a player to score goals and blah, blah, blah. But when you break it down,
Substance.
in the big moments.
16 of your 22 goals against the bottom half.
Allow it.
Please.
Yeah.
That's all I gotta say.
I think
So what, you
Hazard
gonna
is
say
another one. I think Hazard, it'll be nice for him to sign off on a big high, give the Chelsea fans something to miss him by now. It's not obviously the biggest thing.
I'll be
but
honest, yeah. I don't think he has to do anything.
He
Man.
doesn't have to do anything, but I would love
'Cause
for him to rise.
You've
Put
seen
it
the
that way.
rate at what Chelsea players are getting injured at the moment.
Yeah.
Like, he might pull a hammy and come off in the 5 minutes. and say, "No, I'm not
Yeah.
doing." I want him to rise. I
don't
want
know.
him to do
I
strong Arsenal all
hope
the time.
those are the two players I'll be keeping my
What,
eyes
from that
on
game?
anyway. Yeah,
Cool.
from that game.
CL final. Who needs to rise in that? And when we say rise, we need to let's not just
Salah.
throw everything out.
Salah has to.
Yeah, even after
What,
missing
based on
last.
Salah
based
has
on
to.
yeah.
Based
missed
on the
last
fact that
week's one, yeah.
he hasn't scored much against the top six. He missed the final last
Yeah,
year.
exactly.
obviously.
And even
Salah's
I was
just
looking
got
at the
it.
Champions League top goal scorers. None of the Liverpool players are really
And
up
last
there.
year they
yeah.
were like,
They
Firmino
were-
scored 10, Mane
They
scored
were
10,
all
Salah scored 10.
up there, yeah.
Yeah.
So for me, I think the front three, there'll be a spotlight on them. And then even though he's just come back off injury, Harry Kane,
Yeah.
there'll be a spotlight on
I
him. And
think
people will
If he
expect him
comes onto the
to
pitch,
step up.
he has to do something.
Dele Alli as well. Dele Alli had a big game in the
Everyone has to step
semi-final.
up, but the-
This
No,
is
no,
the thing.
I would say
big
the big one
lights.
is Salah. The reason why I say Harry Kane is because ultimately, no matter what happens, if he comes on and they win, he's a hero.
He's a hero.
If he comes on and he plays well and they lose, he's the villain.
Yeah.
So he has to do.
Yeah,
He has
yeah,
to
yeah.
do something.
Listen, best players must be held accountable.
100%.
Best players
In
must
a
be
final,
held
the best
accountable.
player has to
100%.
step up. It's as
Remember
simple as
when
that.
remember how people still got into Ronaldo when he got injured in Euro final?
Yeah.
And it was like you got to the final and you hobbled off.
Yeah,
So imagine if that's happening to Ronaldo, it could be the same for Kane.
Yeah.
And I think like what you rightly so with Salah, boy, I mean,
It has to be. I mean, as I said, the best
Virgil's
players-
This
another
is-
one.
Yeah, yeah.
the best players
Virgil's
have to
another
play.
one.
do you know why I say Virgil
Nah,
doesn't have
but
the
he-
rise? He's been
Virgil's
consistent.
another one.
The reason why I say
He has been
Salah,
consistent, but if in this
I mean,
game
but how
he
much,
now
can
gets
how much can you really just don't make any mistakes? Really,
No,
that's
the reason-
Even Lloris
No,
not making
the-
mistakes,
The
man.
reason why I say for Virgil it's not really rising is because he's been consistently at a good level this season. The reason why I say Salah's rising is like he was robbed of a moment last year, and everyone, Liverpool fans,
the
let me say
injury.
everyone,
Yeah,
Liverpool
yeah,
fans
yeah.
said for the whole thing it would have been a different game
if
if
Salah
Salah
stayed
wasn't
on the
injured.
pitch.
Okay,
Yeah.
I need to see that on Saturday
Okay.
Yeah,
That's
me
true,
too.
actually.
Me
That
You need to
because
see
a
it.
bigger part of the reason why they were saying they lost was
Because he
Salah,
was
and
injured.
then they were saying Karius as well. And
Yeah.
it's like
Yeah, yeah.
you
No,
have
but
none of those.
That is legit. Oh my life. That is legit.
Hey, you
I'm not
know
even
what?
gonna lie, yeah.
That's a legit excuse.
Karius
was
on
on
what the
something.
hell? Like
But
you
you-
lost your best player.
Listen, you got
Listen.
Allison now.
That is legit.
Salah's
excuse
fully
for me.
fit.
Nah, I
Hopefully-
don't
May
know.
the best team win, man.
Yeah,
That's
boy.
us, man.